All right, let's rock out some music history. Oh, prove up bass!
Welcome back to Music History with Joey, the podcast where I deep dive into songs that your parents probably tried to hide from you, or at least songs they can't listen to without complaining about their knees hurting. Today we're heading back to the glorious, sweaty, safety pin covered year of 1978. Now imagine you're in London. The air is thick with rebellion, cheap lager, and the realization that disco isn't going away quietly. You walk into a club and hear a riff that sounds like a circular saw having a panic attack. Listen. Friends is 999 performing their signature hit, Homicide. But first, a public service announcement. If you are currently in the UK and need the police, do not shout 999 at your smart speaker to play this podcast. You will end up with a very confused constable at your door, and I'm not paying for your wasted police time fine again. So who were 999? Unlike a lot of punk bands who formed because they hated their boss at the car wash, 999 was actually a bit more, let's say, seasoned. The frontman, Nick Cash, whose real name is Keith Lucas, had been in a band called Kilburn and the High Roads with N. Dury. N had actually been Cash's art school tutor before they started playing music together. This means 999 actually knew how to play their instruments. In the punk world of 1977, knowing more than 3 chords was basically considered selling out or being a wizard. They were the workhorses of punk. They didn't have the fashion victim chick of the Sex Pistols or the political manifesto of the Clash. They just had high energy, catchy as hell tunes and a name that guaranteed they'd never be found in a pre-internet phone book without a lot of scrolling. Now let's talk about the song itself. Homicide was released in late 78 and eventually cracked the UK top 40 for a song titled literally after a capital crime. It's surprisingly bouncy. The opening guitar line is iconic. It's got that emergency room urgency. It's twitchy. It sounds like someone who's had 14 espressos and just realized they left the oven open. Listen to this. That's fantastic, right? Now we got to talk about the lyrics. The lyrics are, well, they're classic punk noir. Homicide, homicide, homicide. Listen. Now that is groundbreaking investigative journalism right there, right? Nick, it's not a slip and fall, it's not natural causes, it's a homicide. The song captures the weird voyeuristic 1970 obsession with urban decay and crime. It feels like a grainy black and white police procedural shot on a budget of $5 and a pack of cigarettes. Why it still slaps? Yes, I said slaps. Why does this song hold up? Because it's the perfect bridge between I want to burn the establishment down and I actually want to dance a little bit too. It's got that driving, relentless beat that makes you want to drive slightly over the speed limit. It's the kind of song that makes you feel like you're in a high-speed chase in a very small, very unreliable British hatchback. Also, it was one of the first punk songs to use the ooh-ooh backing vocals that felt more like the 60s pop than the 60s rage. 999 understood something vital. You can sing about murder and mayhem as long as the hook is catchy enough for people to hum while they're doing their grocery shopping. 999 never became the biggest punk band. They didn't break up in a blaze of glory or get banned from every TV station in the country. Instead, they just kept playing. They are still touring today. They've been on the road longer than some of you been breathing. Homicide remains the crown jewel. It's a 3-minute burst of adrenaline that reminds us that punk wasn't just about politics. It was about the nervous energy of living in a world that felt like it was constantly on the brink of a nervous breakdown. And if that frantic riff sounded familiar to you, it's probably because you've been watching the stylish assassins in tailored suits. Homicide got a massive blood-spattered revival when it was featured on the soundtrack of the Continental from the World of John Wick, because honestly, what better backdrop for a 1970s hotel full of hitmen beating the absolute brakes off each other than a twitchy espresso-fueled punk anthem about literal murder. It's a match made in cinematic heaven, if you ask me. So go pull up your favorite streaming servers, search for Homicide by 999, and turn it up until your neighbors think there's a genuine emergency. I'm Joey, and this has been Music History. Stay safe, stay loud, keep it sexy, keep it rockin'. Peace.